Hello and welcome back to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Atta.
And we have with us today two people who are passionate about making sure that we remember and are inspired by what some people call the greatest generation. That's the people who are part of World War II. Welcome with us in studio today, Terry Pilsner and Barbara Jensen, members of the Oregon Spirit of 45. This is an organization dedicated, as you can see with the pictures in our studio today, remembering and then doing something about remembering and being part of keeping that spirit alive. Thank you for joining us today.
Great to be here.
Thank you.
What is the Spirit of 45? How did that get started?
Well, the Spirit of 45 is an initiative across the nation to honor the World War II generation. You referred to them as the greatest generation. Yes, they are, and we're beginning to find that out all the time. As we celebrate them, as we honor them, and as we inspire our youth to subscribe to their values, to live by their values.
Didn't Congress do something to make sure that there's at least one huge nationwide way to remember them?
Yeah, Congress did. Back in 2010, there was a joint resolution in Congress, unanimously supported, that said we want to honor the World War II generation on the second Sunday of every August.
Ah, and they've been doing it ever since.
That's right. And so small groups around the country have been organizing events on that second Sunday and remembering and being inspired by what that generation gave us.
But then you want to carry that forward with ways that people can be a part of it. Now, what have you been doing about that?
Well, one of the things that's exciting is to go back and recover the photographs of our loved ones who served. Many of them had these wonderful military photographs that were taken.
Yeah, I see two here of people that people may actually know in Oregon. Who are they?
Two really famous Oregonians, absolutely. You know, Senator and Governor Hatfield, and then also Don Malarkey, a Salem native who was actually featured in the series from Tom Hanks, Band of Brothers. And Don is still with us, which is just wonderful that we've got, you know, some of our World War II veterans.
You and Terry brought a wonderful video of a ceremony. Tell us a little bit about it.
Thanks, Wendy. As Terry said, this video showcases the event at Willamette National Cemetery, where we have a huge ceremony in tribute to the World War II generation.
Let's take a look at it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The spirit of 45, born that December dawn. The spirit of 45, the legacy lives on.
I have this opportunity not only to honor all the veterans of that era, but to honor my father. He served in New Guinea as a truck driver, and he came back, and he was one of the veterans who came back to help rebuild America after that. A lot of our veterans that are buried here are World War II veterans, and we have to honor them on a daily basis. But just having an understanding that from this day forward, for the next 5 years, every day is going to represent a 75th anniversary of the war. 75 years ago, we wasn't even thinking about a war. And then after, you know, Pearl Harbor, we were in it, you know, and everybody was affected. As one of the wars, probably the last war, that everybody was personally affected, either through sacrifices at home, sacrifices for their loved one in the war, or sacrifices for being in the war itself.
My grandfather's name is Daniel Thornburg Griffin, and he was 30 years old when he was serving at Kaneohe Bay, and when the attack happened on December 7th, 1941, it's believed that he was the first man killed in the attack on the island. Those losses that occurred were not for just some little meaning. They have a big meaning, and that they impact generations. You know, my dad was affected by it. He really took that to heart and never graduated from high school, got his GED, and ended up moving forward and served 20 years in the Navy, and then served 20 years for the gas company, and taught all of his kids the value of hard work.
The greatest generation is slipping away from us. We're not going to have them around. We want our communities and our families to send their photos in. They're photos of World War II heroes, the ones that inspire us, the ones that we remember, the ones that we talk about with our children.
And send a copy of that photo to us. Basically upload it to our website. give us an opportunity to take that photo, put it into a template that we ultimately want to contribute to the national Spirit of 45 organization and be part of a national wall of honor.
So we never forget the spirit of 45. So we never forget the spirit of 1945.
Ah, love the song.
Wow, very important.
Beautiful.
Very
Thank
important.
you. Thank you.
That's great. Well, you know, I know that I have a lot of boxes of photos in my garage,
I do
beautiful
too.
photos, and I haven't even looked through them. And now you've kind of given me a reason to do that. How can everyone who's watching our show today get involved and perhaps share their photos with you?
Well, what you experienced is exactly what we've heard from so many people is once they know a little bit about what the Spirit of 45 is about, which is remembering those loved ones and honoring them, they go back to their attics and look for the shoebox and find that photo. And we would love to include them in our Wall of Honor. And it's very simple. Just simply going to the OregonSpiritOf45.org website, you're able to upload the photo, include it in the Wall of Honor. And from there, the Wall of Honor can take new life because we have an option for which we can make those photos into posters. And those posters can then be carried in parades, specifically the Veterans Day parades across the state. The last couple years, we've been in Albany, and we've had junior ROTC students carrying these incredible faces of these incredible men and women with such great honor and dignity. It's really been remarkable to see. It really is. People stand up when they walk by with these photos in honor of these great men and women.
If you have a photo of somebody, but they're not from Oregon, can you still submit it through the Oregon Spirit of 45?
Absolutely. We are a country that is so diverse, and so we're from many different states. But yet, as a new Oregonian, because my family grew up in Wisconsin, I would love to honor my dad. And so including people from other states is wholly appropriate because we are really a family of Oregonians, even if we came from other states. So yes, people from any state, for whatever state they enlisted in, we would love to have their photos.
How do they get in touch with you? The website again, please, Barbara?
Yes, ORSpiritOf45.org.
Easy to remember.
That's right, and if you're going to submit that photo, it's a /photo. It's very easy, it's very efficient, easy to upload.
I would love to have you back to talk more about the way that people are discovering about their family's part in World War II, because Mary Louise and I were discussing it. That generation didn't talk about it.
They didn't, and what's exciting is on our website, not only can you submit the photo and put simple information like a name, but if you'd like to tell a little bit of your story, you can tell us a little bit about it, and we'll make sure that that story lives on as long as we can.
Fantastic,
I love part of your motto, remember and be inspired.
Great. Will you come back and join us again?
Would
love
you?
to.
We'd love
great.
to.
We'd love to have you
so
back.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And
a
thank
lot.
you for joining us today on InSight.
And we'll see you next time.